Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. PokeOz here. Wanted to share with you 5 sealed investing Pokemon card tips for 2023. Again, the focus here is on sealed, not singles. I want to share with you 5 tips that I sort of use when I'm looking down the sealed route that'll hopefully help you make some money. Let's go. Who would have thought, hey, using Pokemon cards as a vehicle for making money, so investing in Pokemon cards. Strange concept if you would have said that to someone in 1999 when the first base set came out. But let's just break down that word investing for a second. So essentially investing, what's it mean? Maybe in its broadest term, parking money in a place with some sort of expectation of a return. Buying a share for $10 with the expectation that you can sell it in 12 months' time for $15 a share. Similar thing with Pokemon cards, and let's keep in mind for this video the 5 tips we're focusing on is sealed. So if we use that example of turning a share from $10 into $15, maybe turning a booster box from $120 into $200 in 12 months or 18 months or 2 years or whatever the time frame might be. Bit of background with me, I obviously started collecting cards in 1999 when the first base set came out. I wasn't very old. I was, 9 years old, and kept collecting them through base set, jungle, fossil, all through the gym sets, all through the Neo sets. Sort of fell out of love with it, I guess, through the start of the E series, but really got back into it during the EX series. I remember going to Kmart or even the supermarket and $4 a pack for EX Dragon, $4 a pack for Dragon Frontiers, and then again fell out of favour with it, but picked it back up around the end of the Sun and Moon series. Tip number 1, and this goes out as a bit of a no-brainer, but just don't spend money you don't have. Investing should really be, particularly in a trading card game, which is really uncertain territory, should only be using money that you've got spare. Don't spend the kids' school fares, the mortgage repayments. It is just for spare money. So tip number 1 when it comes to sealed Pokemon card investing, don't spend money you don't have. Tip number 2 for sealed Pokemon investing, get a gauge on the print run. What I might do is bring up 2 sets so we can have a bit of a comparison. In a second, I'll bring up 2 examples. So we'll use Vivid Voltage and we'll use a Sun and Moon set, Team Up. So here we have on the left the pop report from PSA for Vivid Voltage, and here we have on the right the pop report for Sun and Moon Team Up. Now this doesn't tell us the print run. It's really hard to know the exact print run that Pokemon TCG put out, but I think you could draw a pretty clear correlation between PSA pop report and print run. And as you can see on the left, Vivid Voltage's PSA pop report is absolutely massive compared to Team Up's. Now, this should, in my opinion, be one of the leading factors to investment. The PSA pop report / print run of a set. The higher the print run, the higher the PSA report, the less investable the set. So tip number 2, look for a set with a lower print run / lower PSA pop report. Tip number 3, the chase cards. How many hits does it have? How many hits sit above that sort of $10 or $20 mark? How many heavy hitters does it have? How many of the hits inside the set sit above $50 or $100 or $200 even? So tip number 3, the hits. Now let's look at an example of 2 sets throughout the Sword and Shield era. I'm going to use the big one that everyone talks about, Evolving Skies, and compare it to Darkness Ablaze. So poor Darkness Ablaze, 1 card above $10, which is the Charizard VMAX. 1 card pushing $10, the Salamence is the second highest selling card in the set. Compare it to Evolving Skies, 18 cards above $20 and a heap more above $10. So tip number 3, how many hits are there? Big factor. Tip number 4, that fun factor. At the end of the day, most people buy Pokemon cards for collecting and fun. The set needs to be fun to open. Look at the set like Crown Zenith. Heaps of hits, Galarian Gallery, alt arts, cool artwork.
vibrant, colourful. This set is going to be fun to open for years to come. So tip number 4, how fun is the set to rip? Is it going to be good for streamers in the future? Fun to open. That's going to have a huge impact on the investability of the set. Tip number 5, time and getting a return on investment. So ultimately selling it. Remember, things take time to mature. That's the whole idea behind an investment. If you can hold things for longer than someone else, eventually there's going to be a new market low. Look at an example like Chilling Rain. Let's look at that. So I've gone low to high on eBay, and this is in Australia, guys, by the way. So $205 plus $13.25 postage. So, roughly just under $220 a box. Once someone buys that box, there's going to be a new low. So $220 a box, the next cheapest one might be $225. Once someone buys that, the next cheapest might be $228. And as time goes by, there becomes a new floor to the market. And eventually the floor might be $250. Time will bring about a new floor to the market and increase the price of the investment. Now, the big part is obviously selling. You got to sell them, so it's got to be liquid. That's why I always invest in booster boxes and ETBs rather than just hundreds of single packs. It's going to be harder to sell hundreds of single packs down the road than it is to sell one booster box or one ETB. And I know I'm going off track a little bit, but a final sort of tip mixed in, the artwork. People love collecting boxes, Elite Trainer boxes, booster boxes, based just off the artwork. Like, look at Celestial Storm. Not the best set. Yeah, there's a Rainbow Rayquaza, there's a few other cool cards in there, a couple of nice trainers, but look at the Elite Trainer box. I know it wasn't printed much either, but the artwork on that box, wow.
Stay tuned, like and subscribe for some more Pokemon investing content coming for 2023. Ta.